In a big blow to the BMC, Mumbai's coastal road project has now been halted by the Bombay High Court. The court said that the work on the coastal road project has been proceeding without the necessary permissions and said that the environmental clearance was required for this project to continue. It further said that no progress on the project can be made without acquiring the clearances. Well, so that's a big blow to the BMC. The coastal road project has now been halted by orders of the Bombay High Court, which means that there can be no progress, no work that will continue. Now, remember, this entire area, the coastal road, was barricaded for construction, blocking the view of the sea for a large part of the coastline. Now, the work has been halted. Now, we'll have to wait and see how the BMC reacts to this. The reason cited by the court is that clearances have not been obtained. Excuse me. Certain environmental clearances are mandatory for this kind of a coastal road project to continue, which the court believes are not in place. So at the moment, we are talking about the coastal road project in Bombay, where the Bombay High Court has said that an environmental clearance is absolutely mandatory. In the absence of that, work cannot continue on the coastal road. The High Court had quashed the CRZ permission and had held that an environmental clearance was to be put in place before any work can happen. The High Court said that no further work will be done by the BMC on this coastal road project. Now, we are waiting for further details to come in on the judgment, but initial reports indicate that the Bombay High Court has ordered the work to immediately stop at the coastal road project. Remember, there were concerns raised about the environmental damage that the construction of the coastal road could cause. The area development project is not a road project, is what the Bombay High Court had said in its order. Only 20 hectares of land reclaimed for Nariman Point to Worli portion to be used. So there have been violations as per the High Court order, due to which the work has been halted. Suji Saha joining me on the phone line. She's a resident of Mumbai and she has her views on this entire subject. Let me bring in some voices there to get some reactions rather to this important decision that has been taken. Yes, Suji, go ahead with your views. Very good morning to you. Give us your sense and your understanding of this entire issue.
Whole issue is here is that no one is against development. Everyone wants development. But it brings us to think 2 points. Development for whom? Are we only talking for development of 7% of the motorists? And why the reclamation? It is so rightly held and observed by the High Court that the total land required for road is only 22 acres. Why are we reclaiming 99 to 100 acres of the land? So I think it is a land grabbing in the grounds of road. So therefore, the government should spell out very clearly what their intentions are. And I think none of the Mumbaikars are against development.
Absolutely. In fact, that is how a lot of people like you, a lot of citizens are viewing it as why acquire so much of land which is actually not necessary for this road project. The High Court seems to have opined exactly on that point because the court order has said that only 20 hectares of land need to be reclaimed for the Nariman Point Worli portion. Beyond that, the remaining 70 hectares were to be used for green spaces. So, Susie, do you believe that there is no understanding perhaps of the environmental factors, that how this could actually damage? For starters, it just blocks the entire view of the beautiful coastline, isn't it, for those traveling along the seaside?
They would want, but the credibility of the BMC. You tell me how much of the open space the BMC has been able to protect. So I fear that the 70 hectares that you're talking about will be anything but open spaces. You see, we had done RTI, right? And when we found out how the land is going to be used, it is only 12% is going to be open spaces from the 70 hectares.
Mm-hmm.
It got the alarm bell ringing.
Right. So
yes. If you wanted to develop the land, right, you cannot keep the public in the dark. Right. Say it clearly. Let there be transparency. Let there be accountability. That is what is lacking in BMC, and I think going ahead in all the government authorities.
Right. Suzy Shah, thanks so much for joining us. I want to bring in Rahul Kadri, who's an urban planner. Mr. Kadri, good morning. I want to understand from you, from your perspective, of course, we understand that when a project of this nature is taken up, there are a lot of balancing factors, but somewhere the BMC has got the script wrong. We just heard one of our viewers and a citizen, a conscious citizen, telling us about how nobody is against development, but the way it is done in a non-transparent manner is something that is not acceptable. Okay, I'm told we lost the line with Rahul Kadri. We want to bring in more perspectives on this because it's extremely important to understand how the government has taken up this project without getting the necessary clearances. Suji Shah is still with us on the line. Suji, since you... okay, I'm told Rahul Kadri is joining us once again. All right, I beg your pardon. Let me go back to Suzy. Suzy, you were giving us a very important point about how there is nothing against development and development must happen. But the way the BMC has conducted this road project, right from the word go, has raised several questions. Now, what are your primary concerns? Because the BMC on its part will argue that this is a project that is the need of the hour. You need to have a beautiful, a road project like other developed nations of the world. So, this might be construed as resistance, which will actually hamper development. Okay, I am told we have lost the line there. Let me just recap what the High Court has said. Debbie Goenka, environmentalist, joining us on the phone line. Debbie Goenka, good morning. Your views on this, please. What are the concerns you think that the High Court has taken note of? Because clearly the road project cannot continue now without the necessary clearances.
The High Court has said that the project has been started without obtaining all the clearances required, which has been a case all along. The High Court has held that an environmental clearance was required in addition to the CRZ clearance. The High Court has held that a clearance under the Wildlife Protection Act was also required. And
Yes.
more significantly, the High Court has held that the CRZ clearance itself was granted without application of mines, both by the NCLA, that is the Maharashtra Coastal Zone Management Authority, and the Ministry of Environment and Forest. And of course, they have stayed for the construction work on the project.
Right. Now, for a coastal project of this nature to actually roll out, there should be many factors that should actually be balanced out. Do you think that the BMC failed to do that?
Well, I think the BMC was presented with the fait accompli because the Chief Minister at that point of time announced the project and took a decision that the BMC would fund it. Now, all over the world, we have found that roads are being dismantled to make way for public transport and for pedestrian-friendly alternatives. We seem to be the only city in the world which seems to be investing in a project that is actually going to benefit maybe a minuscule portion of the city's population. And all the city's taxpayers are going to pay to subsidize rich car owners. This is a completely ill-conceived project, and I really wonder, why this ever happened in the first place.
Yes, so that's the moot point. Is it a completely ill-conceived project? Today, environmentalists, activists are alarmed by the way this entire thing, even on paper, Mr. Goenka, does not sound right at all.